Hi again, Engineering 1210. So I left you with the last video with a finished keychain, similar to what your instructor had asked you to do. But you know, we can do a lot more than that. So I want to show you some other things you could try that would be playing around a bit. So let's get started. Here's where we left off. I had my initials carved in here, and I had UPEI FSDE carved in there, and I put some chamfers and edges and whatnot on the thing, and so that's looking all right. But there's a few other things that we might want to try. For instance, you know, these corners, while I carved them with that particular font, they're kind of sharp, and they'll catch my finger maybe, or they'll catch dirt or grit or whatever. So I might want to make some modifications to this. And you know, fillets are pretty handy. I could go into the fillet tool, and it's set for 1 millimeter. That might be, well, we'll try it. And if I select, instead of that edge, I select the whole face, it's going to see if it can fillet the whole face. Let's see what it does. Oh, gives me an error. I hate this. Drives me crazy. So what error did it say? Failed to create fillet. Please check the input geometry and radius values or try using the face fillet option. Okay, well, 1 millimeter was pretty big. What if I make that 0.3 millimeters? See if it does it then. No, still doesn't like that. I could keep making smaller diameters. See if it works 0.03. It did it, but you can see here the fillet is so tiny that it really isn't going to help very much. 30 microns. Yeah, that's not that nice. I'd rather go back up to 1 millimeter, and then it's not going to like that. But there's these other options that I can change and play around with, and they'll drive you totally nuts. So I'm just going to delete that fillet and try it again. I'm going to go to fillet, and you can see the first time I do it, it offers me the edge fillet that I was using or face fillet. And it's a little different, but with the face fillet, I'm going to select the diameter, which would be, well, I'll make it 0.5, compromise. Items to fillet would be that, and the thing to fillet it around would be that. And let's see what it does here. Oh, doesn't like the size of that either. And so what's it doing? Why is it giving me all these errors? And this will drive you absolutely batty with Solidworks. You're trying to use a tool and it's giving you errors and you don't know why. And really, in some cases, it's telling you the truth, which is it can't do this. And what I'm asking of it to fillet this face is asking it some impossible things. So I'm going to just get rid of that. It didn't create the fillet. The problem was that this thing that I want to fillet, it's got all these sharp edges, and it's simply geometry. It can't actually carve this edge and round it like I showed you with the 0.03 for anything very big, because it's going to really get conflicted with some of these sharp corners. So what I might rather do is like this. I could start to round some of these things. I could even make a 1 millimeter one. And then I can go around, and any of these places that are kind of wonky, I can get rid of them, or I can round them off like so. And I can pick an awful lot of those first, like that. So now I've kind of smoothed out some of this feature. Well, now if I go and I pick that and I try to do a face fillet, I tell it a face fillet and I want to fillet this. Let's see if that's going to work. Oh, didn't like the size of that again. So it's still telling me that there's a problem with it. Now I can look here and see what it is that it doesn't like. And it should show me some indication, not always, that there's where the problem lies. I'm guessing that it's actually up in one of these corners where there's a sharp turn. So I'm going to delete that. I'll go back to the simpler fillet, which is the edge fillet. See, it was doing that. And if I pick this edge, it's telling me that there's the problem. It's hard to see. You see this sharp edge here? That's the problem. So when I go and try to fillet anything, it's telling me that there's something way too sharp in here. And you will encounter problems like this in SolidWorks all the time. Crazy stuff that you hadn't really thought was an issue, because in fact you can't see that. This was a font that wasn't intended to be smooth, and it causes a problem. Now if I pick this, I want to go back here to this edge. If I pick this, it may or may not be able to fillet that. Yeah, it was able to smooth that out. And who knows, that may be the thing that fixes it and makes the whole thing work. But there's really weird problems like that crop up all the time. Beware. So that's one of the advanced things I wanted to show you. Don't get frustrated. Well, okay, get frustrated. You will get frustrated. There's no way around that. But when you get frustrated, start to think about, okay, it's not just that it hates me. It's more that I'm asking the thing to do something that's geometrically impossible. Where's the flaw in the geometry? In this case, I was asking it to do something that was basically impossible because the geometry wouldn't allow it. I'm just going to try and one more time to see if I can fillet. Oops. Fillet now that I changed that one little corner. Pick that. Ooh, look at that. Something different happened. I'm going to reduce that down to 0.35. And in fact, I'm going to pick that. And so now it should pick a whole bunch of these edges for me. If I pick them all, eventually I'll get the fillet all the way around that I want. Let's see if that works. Nope, still didn't work. But it was better. At least it gave me something that was looking like it was going to work, sort of. I'll just pick that and see what it does. No, didn't like that. But you can keep working away at this sort of thing, and it'll drive you crazy. So that's one of my bits of advice, is try some of the different tools. Recognize when you use them that you need to satisfy geometry, as well as need to kind of understand what the tool is being asked to do. Fillets are really frustrating and annoying. So I'll show you another video next that is not a fillet, but will do something else interesting to this. Talk to you soon.